Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Shar. Listen, you guys get relaxed and come chat with us just for a little bit, all right? I'll be right back with y'all. Let's go. All right, what's up, check me's? Listen, I know it's late, but I had to jump on here. I don't know who's up and who's not, but we definitely going to have a conversation, whether y'all get up now or later. We got something to talk about, okay? You guys know that Dr. Heavenly and Carlos are no longer together as one. He's doing his own thing, she's doing her own thing. And it's unfortunate. However, I think they just left a bad taste in each other's mouth. Okay, I don't believe that it was ever done tastefully. Okay, it's been done out of poor taste for a long time, and finally somebody had to throw in the towel. Point blank. Period. Okay, it wasn't going to be Carlos, in my opinion, because he enjoys the messiness. Okay, he enjoys people doing his dirty work for him. He also enjoys making sure his hands remain clean while yours remain dirty. Okay, and to me, Dr. Heavenly became his flunky. Okay, the moment that she started to get an increment of maybe I shouldn't be doing this, she became a target. Okay, he started to shut her down. Don't say this. He started to give her kind of like funky looks, right? Trying to talk over her, trying to interpret what he wanted to, right? And the moment that she started to do that, or she started to speak up for herself or kind of see a little bit clearly, he started to shut her down. And that's what we've been able to observe. Okay, so we saw her pull back at some point in time where she went live and she was doing some type of walking through the playground, through the park, through her neighborhood, right? And she told us that, she don't know if she was going to be viewing the show anymore. That's not her MO. She don't want to destroy marriages and homes and families and everything like that, right? So people took that as that she would be sitting out. But long and behold, she came back. So I assume maybe Carlos and her had a conversation and he was like, yeah, what's up with this, right? And maybe I won't do this and I won't do that if that make you feel more comfortable. And she agreed to come back. What she found out is that he's unable to do anything different than make somebody uncomfortable, okay? Or do things of no dignity, okay? Dignity, sorry. And with that being said, why are we expecting anything different? He hasn't given us anything different, okay? So here we are now to this big, you know, poop show, okay, where everyone is like, oh, it's Melody people. The reason why Dr. Heavenly has pulled out. And I was going to talk about this earlier, but I felt like it just needed to wait for its own segment, and that's why I'm here tonight, right? I think it was deeper than that, okay? Even when Carlos told us on the show that, him and Dr. Heavenly are still cool, but they won't be doing messy Mondays because she got just work to do, right? She got a lot of things doing. Even when he said that, he had some sort of like smirk on his face, in my opinion, okay? Kind of like, I'm gonna tell y'all what y'all want to hear, but I know that's not really what's going on. Okay. Fast forward to now where you have Funky Dineva, and let's be clear, okay? Content is content, okay? So I don't believe for a second that it meant to go or spend it totally on Melody, but because she became some type of corporate or everybody go to when they want to create a problem where there is none, that's why she was thrown in there, okay? Because I'm still trying to figure out how her and Cardi B situation even ended up in the same, in the same sentence. But to each his own, right? So here we are now. He's talking about Cardi B, and somebody had called CPS, Child Protective Services, on Cardi B, and she was unaware who it was. And he went on and said that people just take it too far, okay? People just doing too much, right? And I agree, people do too much. Okay, people take it too far. Y'all playing with people's kids. You playing with people's livelihood. Like y'all do have to chill, right? And then out of all the content that he covered, out of all the reality TV stars that he could have mentioned, he somehow determined that he was going to use Melody and the millimeters as an analogy, right? I didn't think it was cool, but what do we expect when we're talking about funky, right? That's what he do, right? He's going to get his point across one way or another, whether it appears messy or not. So here we are now where he says that, while I'm talking about this going too far thing, can we talk for a moment, right? Just like the fans went and continued to call Dr. Heavenly's job, which would be her dentist office, right? And so she decided to pull out because she found out that it just wasn't worth it, okay? That her license, her board, her nurse, her dentist license, excuse me, meant more to her than being here on this internet crap, right? Because the millimeters were calling and doing whatever they do on this phone, okay? And I just found that hard to believe. Out of all the people, it was a millimeter, right? Dr. Heavenly has a smart behind mouth, okay? And I'm sure it's more than the millimeters or who's not feeling her, okay? She rubs everybody the wrong way. Her mouth is not um it's not always nice, okay? Her word choice isn't nice, okay? She says whatever the hell she wants to without fully thinking that thing through, right? So I just want to know how we get to the point of it being a millimeter, okay? Now I know that Funky came back and had his own receipts, and he's saying that. Let me see who's in the chat while I'm running my mouth, okay? Dope boy, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me see. This was broken down, so please listen to this. Yeah, I'm trying to take y'all back. Hey, Veronica, what's up? Always that girl, Strawberry. I saw you in here in the beginning. What's up, Royalty Queen? What's up, boo? I'm gonna take y'all back. Hey, Lisbeth, y'all up, huh? Yeah, we having a conversation. Let's talk about it, okay? Because I got a little bit of time, but I got a little bit of time. All right. So he goes on to say that it was a millimeter thing, and they are targeting Dr. Heavenly, hence to why she pulled out. And when I heard it then, I was like, I don't think it was a millimeter because Dr. Heavenly said before all of this happened that she just didn't like the way things were going and she wasn't in the business of destroying families, okay? Now, if she changed her story, just say that, okay? We can accept that. If she changed her reasoning and she thinks that it was the millimeter's fault why she decided to pull out, then come back and clear the air. But I remember you saying while taking your walk in your neighborhood and you just love your neighborhood. I remember you saying that you were not in the business of destroying families, okay? So I think you forgot to tell Funky that part of the story, okay? Now I know that, it's easy to run with the narrative because that way you don't have to work hard in clearing things up. But you need to tell the truth because is it the fact that you don't like the way Carlos put you up against marriages and families? Or is it because millimeters called your place of business according to you, right? Do I believe it? It could, but I don't believe that it was a millimeter. I believe you put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. I believe you rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And I believe that there's a lot of people in the community, in the universe in general, that just don't give a dang on, right? That's just like, look, she gonna lose something messing around with me because she done messed with the wrong one, right? I believe that's where we are, and you can thank yourself for that, for allowing a grown man to use you, the grown woman, to do his dirty work, okay? So therefore, because you weren't grown enough to think for yourself, you, my dear, are reaping the benefits and consequences of just being somebody's flunky while somebody else is sleeping comfortably at night and you all worry, right? So next time, a word of advice, maybe you should let somebody else do their own work and you do your own homework, okay? You don't look on his paper, he don't look on yours. You get my drift, right? So here we are now where Funky is all up in an uproar. He's claiming that, Melody people went and harassed this woman to the point that she just pulled out of reviewing Love and Marriage Huntsville because the millimeters do too much, okay? But while he was explaining that, he went on to include and incorporate or exhibit more things that the millimeters have done to make people be in trouble, okay? Or get some type of consequences. Now, I'm a woman of my word. I'm a whole grown woman. I'm 38 years old, right? And I dare not do childish or adolescent things, right? And I'm also able to think reasonably, okay? And take context clues and, make the best of it, right? So he said that just like the millimeters have called the people of the city on the Scots. Now, wait a minute, sir. Now, I don't think that the millimeters did it for Dr. Heavenly, but I can guarantee you it was not the millimeters for this Scott situation, okay? And here's the thing, if the millimeters start calling and there is nothing, and I don't think that they did, let's clear that up, okay? If the millimeters start calling to sabotage someone's place of business, um, if there's nothing there when those inspectors attend uh, the place of business, there will be nothing to shut down, right? So when you're using words like the millimeters cost this place of business to get shut down, if there was nothing that was a problem, it wouldn't have got shut down. The problem is if a call was made, which I don't believe, okay? The problem is if a call, let's just, you know, hypothetically speak, okay? If a call was made from whomever, right? And when the inspectors got there and there was nothing to see, they would be like, you guys have a great day. But they didn't say that. They said, we're going to put a red mark here. We're going to put a red mark here. We're going to put a red mark there, here, there, and everywhere. Okay. And you guys have a certain time frame to get these things in order. And if and when you don't, there will be consequences. And part of those consequences was shutting you guys down. I'm getting to it, y'all. Or shutting the Scots business down. Okay. That wouldn't be a millimeters issue, okay? That would be solely on the Scots. For one, not handling their business in advance before, and they knew it was a code violation thing, right? They knew all of these things. So if you knew it, why try to work around it? Okay? So even that shifting the blame on the millimeters, the Scots made that bed themselves, all lumpy and bumpy and not fully spread it out, no corners and nothing like that. They made that bed themselves. Now they have to lay on it, okay? And lay in it, lay around it, however you want to slice and dice that thing. They made their own bed. And it's only fair that they deal with them consequences. And I don't care who made the call, honestly. When somebody make a call to CPS and there is nothing for CPS to investigate, they close the case, right? And the same thing could have happened for the Scots. If there was nothing to talk about and nothing to review, there wouldn't have been an issue. They would have continued to operate at normal business hours. But the fact that they weren't able to do that would definitely be a Scott's issue and not a millimeters issue. Okay? Now, I didn't expect anything from you to clear that up or make that make sense while you sitting in your chat calling people slow, dilapidated, on the spectrum. You said things like that. Very disrespectful, but to each his own. I think you even went as far tonight as calling some folks some hoes, but we're gonna clear that up. We're gonna get to it. Hey, Dr. Ann, how are you? Hey, Lisbeth says she is back doing her own podcast interviews. She didn't want to work with Carlos. I believe Bravo stepped in to shut her down. Wow. He failed to realize Heavenly said she was receiving phone calls long before she started Messy Mondays. Her words, uh-huh. I agree, Lisbeth. Um, so with all of that, right? So don't try to put it on the millimeters or other folks. Just if the Scots would have handled their business and you guys don't know what you're talking about, there would have been nothing to talk about when those inspectors came. Point blank, period. This is the bed that they made for themselves, and they feel like they them true entrepreneurs or they business people. Go fix the codes and get reopened. Okay? So I don't know why you blaming the Scots for that. Okay? Now fast forward to what's happening now. Okay, so he came back and said that he has proof. But the proof that he presented is nothing more than someone else jumping in the chat, not knowing the full, reasoning and, just want to clear their throat, even if the topic isn't about what they're speaking on. Okay. Now, did the person comment in the wrong chat at the wrong time? Probably so. Okay. However, the person just said me. I don't think this was a me issue. I think this was a group issue, if I can be correct. Okay. I also I was taken back by you referring to her as these hoes. That was crazy to me. Okay, so you made a statement like, I'm so tired of y'all, and I'm paraphrasing, okay? I'm so tired of y'all giving all these wings to all of these hoes like doctors, okay? If it ain't a Dr. Maya Angelou, we ain't gonna do that. And I'm paraphrasing, okay? But who are you to take somebody's title away, sir? Okay? Who are you? You ain't Jesus himself, right? So I get it. You could call whoever you want to call doctor, but other people can't respect others by their doctrine. Okay, I get it. Okay. But I think it's just a melody thing. I think your hate for her has spiraled out of control, uncontrollably. You don't know how to hide it. So you continue to make word and listen. Y'all stop fooling with people that don't remind referring to women as a bunch of hoes, okay? And I know we tolerate it because that's that neck of the woods of that John. But y'all got to do better, okay? Don't sit in somebody's chat whether you dislike or like somebody when they're referring to a woman as a hoe. That is not okay. It's not cool. And it shouldn't even been recognized as that, okay? She shouldn't even been called out her name. But this is not his first time. So why are we expecting anything different? Okay. If people choose to refer to her as a doctor, and I don't care where she got the degree from or who gave her the title, it's none of my concern. The fact is, she got the title. What the hell it got to do with you? Okay. So here we are. You called her out her name again because people just love them some her, and you're bothered by the love that she received. You can just own that. We can all agree upon that. You're bothered by the love that she received, and that's cool. Okay, we've already recognized that, so we don't need to get all bent out of shape for what we recognize that you do not like. You do not like the love and support that come along with Melody Cherie, and that's cool. Okay. However, you called that young lady or young man because I wasn't looking at the screen. I was just listening. A bunch of names that was inappropriate. Now, for me, and I get it. The person, was not speaking in the right chat at the right time. I do think the person forgot to generalize that it was not a personal attack on anybody. It was a general attack of millimeters in general. But you took your response too far. And I get it. You had a little bit of time. Everybody do, right? You can say what the hell you want to. But the response was definitely too far. All his lies was debunked. Marceau and Tisha, it was the city and the church that shut them down. And they said that themselves, okay? He's stupid. Dr. Maya Angelou had several honorary doctorates. So did Dr. Martin Luther King. Yeah, he was just talking out the side of his mouth. But anything to defame or decrease her value, point blank, period, okay? His issue is deeper than her name being Melody or Dr. Melody Cherie. His issue runs deep, whatever that is, okay? If folks with doctorate degrees are not bothered, why is he worried about it? Point blank, period. Um, so he goes on to say all of that. And then he basically says that that's the proof that it was a millimeter. No, it's not. Okay. That person came out the clear blue and just wanted to clear the air a little bit. Okay. But that don't mean that that person, just as I'm telling that person, that she don't need to or he don't need to generalize your statement. I will tell you the same thing. You don't need to group that person in as it being a group effort from her response or his response. That would be invalid. Okay. So that's that. Okay. Um, so that's that. Okay. So you grouped everybody in with that one person response. That's not clear enough proof. And I just feel like Dr. Heavenly has a big mouth. So if that was the reason why she walked away from Carlos and a wholesome, I think she would have, opened her big mouth and said so. But the fact that she didn't, says that her piece and her stance still is the same as she made when she was walking through her neighborhood or running through her neighborhood, whatever the hell she was doing, okay? I think her stance is still the same. She don't want to break families. That's not what she came to do. She has other things that she want to do, and she's about medical things, okay? She want to build people up to a healthy state, whether it's in making them beautiful with their teeth and other things like that. That is what she want to stay in the business of doing, okay? So I think that you just spoke for yourself. And even if she told you that, I'm here to say it was not the truth, okay? Because I've heard her. I was on that live when she said she's not in the business of doing that. And she also said that she wanted to do more in helping people, okay? And that wasn't gearing towards that. It was fun. She made a lot of money, but that ain't what she want to do. That's what she said, okay? Sneaky as F. What we talking about, dope boy? He's still pissed because Mel refuses to interview with him. That's why Tasha K is so pissed at Mel. I believe it. So she quit for another reason, and I don't think it's fair to group it into a millimeter thing because that seems to be everybody go to right now. When the Scott said the reason why they didn't attend Carlos King podcast, live podcast, they said it was because the millimeters energy, which we begged the difference when we found out that there was a contract issue. So they lied, right? They started the entire season off with saying it's a millimeter thing. So they jumped on that bandwagon, right? Um, we got now, Dr. Heavily saying the millimeters are off the chain, okay? Now we got Funky talk about the millimeters. Why? Everybody has a squad that support them. Tisha has the T squad, millimeters support Melody, right? There's a handful of people that support everybody. What is it with the millimeters thing? I'm confused, okay? So clear that up if you ever run across my live. I want you to clear that up. But in all, right? I think you jumped in this business too fast. I think you should have stayed at Cardi B. People take it too far because I don't think you had all your facts together when you grouped everybody in together and you made an insinuation that the millimeters are the reason why Woot the Woot happened to the Scots when they made their own bed, or they are the reason why Dr. Heavenly pulled out when she herself said that's just not what she want to do. Okay. Carlos is known for spreading or stirring the pot and allowing it to get real sticky. But when it starts sticking, he don't want to do anything to make that rice some good rice. He want to continue to allow it to stick because for some reason, stickiness draw his attention. You get my drift, right? It draws his attention. So he likes that. Unfortunately, he doesn't want no good rice. Okay, so I'm going to leave that right here tonight. I just wanted to address it. Tonight, I didn't want it to, stick any longer. Okay. I wanted to address it. We'll talk more about it in the morning when I come back from my live. But listen, if you guys are hearing the sound of my voice and you want to do me a few favors, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this live. It is important that you do so that people can know that I'm over here doing some amazing things. Okay. Blaming the millimeters is the thing. Kim from Love and Marriage Huntsville had a crazy live a few moments ago. Did he, Elizabeth? Love and Marriage Huntsville had a crazy live a few. Oh, wait a minute. He blamed the millimeters for coming at him in his live. You need to watch it. I'm gonna go watch it because I'm gonna chew him up because he been doing too much. It's too girly for me. He been doing a lot too, but I'm gonna chew him up in the morning if I got time in the morning. Okay, so I'm gonna get at him, but I'm definitely going to watch it. I'm surprised somebody didn't send it to me. Maybe they have. I haven't been over there on Instagram. But anyway, I love your checkmates, and there's nothing you could do about it. And remember, don't you let nobody tell you nothing different. Until next time, bye.